talk a bit about this class. This class is called Random by Design. And I started teaching this class because I had someone say to me once, wow, what you do is so random. And I thought, yeah, it is. And then I would go to class and I would tell the people, just be random. And I realized that what I do is not random at all. It just looks random. Because what's tricky about random? Shout out what you think. What's tricky about random? Letting go, yeah. Being spontaneous. Say it louder. Not getting caught up in a pattern. One more I heard over here. Composition. Oh, that's interesting. So random isn't just the whole paint store throwing up on your journal. It just looks that way. It's being free and spontaneous, but we still kind of have to play with a set of rules. So I have 3 rules that we're going to talk about today as we compose in a random fashion. The 3 rules are build on a scaffold. We're going to do 3 rules today. The rules are build on a scaffold, emanate from a cluster, and go edge to edge. We're going to go through these one at a time, and they will get instilled in your brain. Okay? There's actually 4 rules. Leave white space. Who struggles with white space? Raise your hand. You get over it. Today I'll need you to leave it, and I will tell you why you need to leave it today. But those are going to be our rules. You're going to do things today like paint with your eyes closed and use your non-dominant hand. Because we still want to be free and spontaneous and expressive, but we need to control it with our rules, okay? So we're going to go step by step, and it will be easy. Yeah? Sound good? You guys look scared. Are you okay? You're good? Okay. We're going to pull prints right off the deli paper today. So I want you to put the deli paper with the shiny side up on your work surface, okay? What we're going to do is we're going to make some painted paper that you can later use in your layers on your pages. I'm a big believer in having painted papers made by your own hand. So you need to spend a day, invite a couple friends over, paint 50 sheets of deli paper together, and then trade. Take home some of your friends' paper. And you'll find that when you go use the painted paper in your projects that you'll use your friend's paper more than you'll use your paper. Isn't that interesting? Because your friend will use colors and patterns that you won't, and when you need something to contrast, your friend's paper will be the paper that contrasts the most. Okay, are you ready? So, shiny side up, yeah. I have white paper underneath up here because they know that I'm a hot mess and that I would get paint all over the tablecloth. So you don't necessarily need to have white paper underneath. Though if you want to, you'll end up with spillage and you'll end up with like another piece of painted paper as well. So not a bad idea actually to have a little paper underneath if you want to. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this heavy body paint and we're going to use the surface of the deli paper to make prints. And so just choose a color, any of the colors that are there. And I'm going to put some over here in a blob. And I'm going to take the paintbrush and I'm going to lay a stencil down on the deli and I'm going to paint over the stencil thick. Now this works well because the paint has a heavy body. People have said to me, why did you make body paint? And I'm like, why did I make body paint? Oh, you mean heavy body paint. It's not body paint, it's paint that will hold a brush stroke, it'll hold a bristle shape, okay? Then you're gonna remove that stencil. You're going to take the brown paper bag, you're going to lay it down, and you're going to press lightly. So why do this when you could just take the stencil and stencil through on the brown paper bag? Yeah, second generation is what she said. This print that's on the paper bag will look so different than a direct-to-paper technique will. Okay, so I love printing. I have an obsession with all things printmaking, and I started printing off my desk because I was too lazy to pull out other things. And I just love to print with common materials as well. Okay? So stencil on the deli, remove the stencil, lay your brown paper bag right on it, and pull a print. If you have a lot of paint on the deli, you might be able to print twice with what's there. It just depends on how you've done it. Now there's a learning curve to knowing how much paint to apply. The answer is yes, just do it. You know, done's better than perfect. This piece of bag that we're painting today, we're gonna rip up into tiny little pieces. So if it's ugly, it's perfect, okay? If you hate it, oh, it's gonna be fabulous later. So one printing is not enough for me generally. I like to print on the bag, you know, as many times until I get sick of it. So I did one color there. I'm going to lather, rinse, repeat. That's what I call just do it again. I'm going to lay it down. I'm going to maybe do some sky blue this time. Oop, that's going to be goopy. Oops, oh well. I'm going to lay this down and print again. Perfect. Ooh, that turned out cool. One time someone said to me, every time you pull a print, you're so happy. I'm like, it's because I have low standards. I don't mind. If it turns out kind of goofy, I'm like, oh, I love it. Okay, so let's do the alphabet stencil. So one of the things you need to keep in mind when you print off the alphabet stencil is that you need to lay it face down on the deli paper. Now, notice I don't wash my brush in between these colors. What do I do with it? I wipe it on my apron. I don't wash it because a dry brush works better for this. A wet brush is an enemy to what we're doing because it will make seepage. Okay, I'm going to lay the stencil down, face down, so backwards, if you're doing the alphabet, okay? And then I'm going to paint. If you don't do it face down, your print will be backwards. You need to start backwards, and then your print will be the right direction. See how you're ending up with 2 for 1? You're ending up with a piece of painted deli paper, with some backward letters, but your print is going to end up correct. And look at the great brush stroke that you can see. Because the paint has a heavy body, what happens is it picks that brush stroke up in the paint and in the print. So you end up with cool little marks and lines and stuff like that. And if you see me paint on my clothing, you're allowed to tell me, hey, you got paint on your clothes, lady. I felt myself rubbing paint on my pants here just a minute ago. Always try a little metallic. This is the sterling paint in my line. The metallics are new. Let's do more circles. People ask me all the time, do you clean your stencils? What do you think the answer is? Oh my gosh, no, life's too short. Don't clean a stencil. Oy, what'd you say? Yeah. All right. I love the shine that metallic paint gives. Okay, so if you have pattern and texture on the bag, and if you have pattern and texture on the deli paper, then you've done it exactly right. If it looks like puke on a page, you've done it exactly right. Because puke on a page looks awesome when you tear it into little pieces. And that's what you're going to need it for. We're going to tear it into little pieces here and use it as a layering element later.